All right, stop, collaborate, and listen.
Hey, Fort Mill.
A gigabyte, sometimes abbreviated as gig, is approximately 1 billion bytes.
Sydney did an amazing job on that intro. Plus, it was a nice little nod to the launch of the iPhone 7 earlier in the year, and the typography was perfect.
For all of you non-TV people, typography is the appearance and style of the text. It changes depending on the aesthetic.
That's right, your brain can interpret text in many different ways, so next time you have a presentation in class, you might want to consider changing out of the default Times New Roman font.
Okay, enough about the intro. Let's move on to the rest of the show.
You're so right. Happy Friday, Fort Mill. I'm Zoe.
And I'm Julian, and we usually don't anchor together, but the boys challenged us to see who would put together a better show. So welcome to the girls' edition of The Buzz. Coming up,
Noelle takes a bite out of some secret menu items around town. Stephanie has a sneak peek behind the scenes of Sister Act, and Allie shows us how 30 years of Fort Mill history stays all in the family.
all that and more coming up after Sports with Emily.
Hey, Fort Mill, it's time for the Buzz Sports! Something like a dream state, you call it a clean break. Do you feel the vibes, baby? Do you feel the vibes?
Hey Fort Mill, I'm Emily and we're shaking up sports once again this week. I am standing right outside of Bob Jones Stadium where our football boys will be loading the buses and heading across town tonight for the highly anticipated rival game against the Nation Fort Falcons. But before that can happen, let's get caught up on some other sports around Fort Mill. The volleyball team had a great season that unfortunately came to an end last night in the playoffs, but the team is young and so is the talent, and they are looking forward to next season. Our cross-country team is running its way to states by taking regionals by storm last week. The team is now competing in state qualifiers this Saturday in Columbia. The cheer team competed this past Wednesday in the region tournament at home. Coming in third, the team is now preparing for their competition next weekend in state qualifiers November 12th. Last Friday night, it was senior night for our football team, with the Jackets scoring in the fourth quarter. It was too late for a comeback, with the Dorman Cavaliers already being up by 31 points, bringing the final score of the game 7-38. Now, this past Tuesday, we had an exciting new addition added to the trophy case down by the gym. A signed baseball from the state championship team and senior class of 1961. There's also a memorial ceremony for the retired jersey of a former Fort Mill football player, Billy Merritt. Here's Thomas with more.
On Tuesday, some of the former Fort Mill family joined together to celebrate their past. Players from the 1961 and 62 state championship baseball teams presented a ball and a hat to be placed in the case, along with the trophies from those 2 years.
It's a special team. We hadn't won the state championship for a long time, and we won it 61 and 62.
Also an emotional tribute, the parents of William Merritt, a popular member of the Fort Mill football team in the early 70s, saw their son's retired jersey for the first time. Merritt lost his battle to leukemia during his senior year of high school, and this was the first time his parents have been back to see number 54 proudly displayed.
Thanks, Thomas. It's nice to know that our Fort Mill family extends even after graduation. And in case you forgot about one of the biggest games of the season, I'll just remind you that our football team plays tonight at Nations Ford and kickoff's at 7:30. And remember to wear your white because tonight's theme's a whiteout. That's all I have for sports this week, Jackets. Until next time, I'm Emily reporting for the Buzz Sports.
We appreciate Thart pitching in there for sports. He is technically one of us.
He really is a trooper, and it's also awesome to see that the 1961 baseball team roamed the halls of Fort Mill over 50 years ago.
Well, they didn't exactly roam these halls. Fort Mill has been a school since the 1800s, with this building opening in the late 80s and the first graduating class getting their diplomas on the field in 1987.
And that's why we've been bringing you all our Fort Mill in 30 years segments. And this week we have a super special one because some of those first year graduates are going to be able to watch their kids don those bright blue robes. Allie is here to show us that being a Yellow Jacket runs in the family.
Sherry Evans and Scott Patterson are just two of the 190 students who graduated from this very field in 1987. However, not many can say they have a child graduating from their alma mater. Yet, 30 years later, Dalton and I are striving to understand just how different our school was from our parents' perspective.
She just told me that things were a lot different, which is kind of weird because it's still Fort Mill High School.
You have to remember it was a lot smaller when we went there.
It was just kind of the main building, so it was huge compared to what we came from. You know, even though we were in a new building, you know, you make the best of it.
All they had was books and dictionaries and stuff, so I'm sure it was a lot harder in high school.
Since then, Fort Mill has come a long way, but the traditions have stood the test of time.
There's still the student section at the football games. That's always remained the same. Naturally, the larger the class, the more spirit that you will have.
You kids have taken it to a whole new level than what we took it to. The UDP and things like that, I mean, that's pretty cool to see.
The school spirit doesn't have to end once you graduate, and for many teens in the 80s, that's just what made Fort Mill so special.
Once I had a child, I did realize that I wanted him to go to a school that was as good as Fort Mill High.
I think it's a neat legacy to have your child graduate from the same high school as you.
I hope he will be able to remember is how fortunate he is to go to a school where so many things are offered to him.
You only get one crack at high school, and you're about to graduate and go on to the next level. And, you know, as a dad, that's kind of hard to tell you. So, enjoy it.
Walking the halls of our school, we take for granted all that it has to offer. But how great will it be for the class of 2047 to clearly see that Fort Mill always has been and always will be a family. I'm Allie, reporting for The Buzz.
I'm so glad Allie was able to share that special story with us. Mr. Patterson is such a sweet guy, and not only is he a Fort Mill graduate, but he's a very active member in our community. He was the PTA president, and now he's serving on our school board.
And if you guys have any 30-year stories to share with us, tweet us using our hashtag BuzzedOnFall and let us know if you have any segment ideas.
Now, as we're getting further into fall, that means closer to Thanksgiving, which makes me especially happy because I am all about the food, especially when it comes from my mom's kitchen. But between anchoring the show, going to school, and working, I spend a lot of time money-grabbing stuff to go, way more than I should.
Well, one Buzz staff member is just as into fast food as you are and will try anything. So Noelle went out to Fort Mill's fast food locations to test out some of the hidden delicacies.
Most people know about Starbucks secret menu items, but not everyone knows about the ones from Fort Mill's fast food facilities. You might be wondering why I'm in a car right now, but it's actually because I'm about to go to 3 different restaurants to try their secret menu items. Now, I will admit I'm a little picky, but fried, fattening, and fast foods almost never let me down. Okay, so we're at the first stop, which is Burger King, and you might think of Burger King as a burger joint, but they also have veggie burgers, which is what I got. So this was really gross for me, but for you vegetarians, I think you'll love it. And yeah, we're gonna go on to the next stop now. For those of you who get tired of the same old Taco Bell burrito, I found a burrito that puts a twist on your Taco Bell treat. I would eat this every single day. I highly recommend it. So our next stop is McDonald's, and I can't wait. Last stop, I decided to eat inside, and this is by far going to be the craziest order, so I'm really excited to see how it goes. Okay, so now I'm gonna try it. I think this would be great for breakfast. I mean, seriously, this is so good. I think this is better than your regular sausage McGriddle. If you like fish, you'd probably like this because that's literally all I tasted. It's disgusting. Don't recommend it. So obviously some were hits and others were misses, but if you're looking for an after-school snack, check out Fort Mill's secret menu on my Twitter and use the hashtag to let me know what you think of it. I'm Noelle reporting for The Buzz.
Props to Noelle for being brave enough to try all those curious-looking combinations. Working at Brewster's, I have definitely come up with some items that are off the menu.
Balancing work and the show can get a little nuts. Now try adding the school musical to the mix. 3-hour practices every day can be crazy and gives a new meaning to time management.
Well, I love participating in the productions here at Fort Mill High School, but with my schedule this year, I just couldn't swing it. However, I heard that last night, the opening night of Sister Act was truly amazing, and I'm super excited to go see it this weekend.
Our very own Stephanie is not only a Buzz staff member, but also in the cast of the musical. So she's here behind the scenes to give us a look at what goes on backstage.
It takes a lot of work to sing, on key, dance, and act all at the same time. But believe it or not, what happens behind the curtain is what keeps this divine musical comedy alive.
It takes an army to run a show like this, and there's always such a big crew backstage, and they're all doing different things.
We have these big pillars that are here the whole entire show, and they can't move, so we have to move around them.
I have to bring down my own props for some of the scenes and my own sets.
A lot of the props are very big, and that's hard maneuvering them around people. As stage manager, my responsibilities are I have to know like when everything goes out and where it goes.
In a show such as Sister Act, memorizing lines and cues is not the only thing the cast and crew need to be worried about. The pressure is especially high when one only has so little time before it's time to be changed and back in the spotlight once again.
For costumes, sometimes we'll have to do like a very quick, like 30-second costume change, and that could like somehow relate to us where we have to, you know, get involved with it and help a little bit.
I have a lot of costume changes in this production. A lot of them are really back-to-back.
It can be crazy sometimes and a little bit wild.
It's hard to get like downstairs and back up to change.
Sometimes I'm wearing like 3 costumes at a time, like things under all my other clothes so that I can change really fast.
Just have to, like if someone needs batteries for their mic or if something's wrong with the lights, I've got to make sure that gets fixed.
They help us a lot backstage. They always keep us organized and keep us calm when things get really hectic so that whenever we go on stage, we can really focus on giving the best show we can.
From roll call to curtain call, the cast and crew of Sister Act have worked hand in hand to put on a heavenly show. Reporting for The Buzz, I'm Stephanie.
I'm super excited to go get to see the show, and the performances run through Sunday, so be sure to get out and support all of your Jacket musicians and actors.
Supporting the Fort Mill family is really what makes this school so special, especially those who have gone out to make their mark in the world. Zeke McMillan was a student here last year before he relocated to Asheville.
Along with finishing up high school and taking college courses online, he started his own company, Don Raven, making t-shirts like these, as well as hats, sweatshirts, and even mugs.
Now, this brand is becoming big beyond the local fashion scene. Here's Mackenzie with more.
So I was pretty much in a mountain town and in outdoor shops and like higher clothing shops and didn't see anything that I thought was worth buying. So I thought, what the heck, I can do this but better.
A former Fort Mill student, Zeke McMillan, is taking his bright ideas into the immense world of business. But what turns a notebook sketch into shirts like these? His company, Don Raven, is going far beyond comfort colors and soft t-shirts.
The ultimate purpose of the company is to provide quality clothing that's different and hasn't been done before. Whether it's the people in factories making the shirts or it's the guy that prints the shirts or the person wearing it. The ultimate goal is to give them the best experience and to inspire them in the best way possible.
Although Don Raven has a meaningful purpose and drive, Zeke couldn't have gotten to where he is today without a little help.
My position in the business is basically the regional manager, so I'm in charge of finding places where we can sell and places we can get into. I plan on doing a lot with Don Raven over the spring and then staying involved through it as much as I can during college.
With initiative and drive, the idea of Don Raven was created. But you can't start a business without a few customers.
All of our first customers were from Fort Mill. And so that gave us the business and the support to keep going.
Fort Mill's been great. We have tons of people ready to help out here and willing to give ideas.
Creating and running a blooming brand has its ups and downs, but luckily there's some helpful tips to follow when stepping into the working world.
The biggest advice I would give to aspiring entrepreneurs is to really get behind what you do. If you don't believe in what you do, nobody else is going to. And have fun in the process. It's a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice.
Dawn Raven will be launching its next clothing line coming up soon, full of many new surprises. I'm Mackenzie reporting for The Buzz.
Those comfort color tees are honestly my style, and I'm glad we could give Zeke a publicity push along the way.
Check out his website, dawnraven.com, or follow him on Instagram to check out his new fall and spring lines.
Now, one of our segments on the show gaining popularity is the one where we highlight you guys around the school and show just how unique everyone really is.
And the segments are really awesome because I probably wouldn't have met all the cool people here at Fort Mill High School. Here's Victoria with another I Am FMHS.
I loved music all my life, especially growing up with the Beatles and all the other artists my dad showed me. My biggest supporter has been my sister. She always just fascinated me with her writing songs, and it kind of made me want to start writing and start singing. The songs I write, it's kind of hard for me to write the songs, just because sometimes I can't find the words, but then a lot of times I find the chords first, and then I take the words and put the meaning into the chords. It's been kind of hard just finding my own way, but my whole family has supported me the whole way through. I play piano every day, play guitar every day, just gotten a lot better at my craft, and I just can't wait for the future. I think my main goal, just for people to love my music and people to get something out of it, to feel something from my music. I am Will Casey, and I am Fort Mill High School.
If you're interested in doing an I Am Fort Mill High School segment, please let us know by tweeting us using the hashtag IamFMHS. We love hearing from you all.
And just like that, another show is in the books. And don't forget to wear white tonight to the rivalry game at NAFO.
That's right, and Sister Act runs through Sunday, so there's plenty of times to take in the show. Until then, I'm Zoe.
And I'm Julian.
Have a great weekend and go Jackets.
Good morning, Buzz TV.
Full of snow. Why are there flies all around my face? I can't stop looking at them.
Well, I just considered this, but I heard the opening night last night of Mr.
Julie, I want to tell you! What is wrong with me?
Until then, I'm Zoe.
And I'm Julian.
Happy